I can't believe that we are finally here. But before we start, hello everyone and welcome to Planet Coaster 2. A special thanks goes out to the team at Frontier Developments who provided me early access to the game, so I had the chance to record new content for all of you and release it just in time for getting the hype train rolling again before the game comes out next Wednesday. Today, I want to take some time with you and take a closer look at all the new coasters in the base game. When I was preparing all the coasters to showcase them, I just realized that there are a lot more than I actually thought in the base game. I will go through all the coasters and tell a little bit about what I've spotted and found so far, and share my thoughts about the included special pieces. When I was preparing this showcase, I tried to put down as many special pieces as possible, but I didn't use all of them. If you like what you see and never want to miss anything upcoming, because there is a lot to come with Planet Coaster 2 on my channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate this. Let me know what you else want to see in or about Planet Coaster 2 in the future. I can't wait to release more videos in the near future. So let's dive right in and start with our first coaster. I would say we are starting back here. This one is called the Launched Pneumatic, and this is a new one. It has a launch section which looks pretty nice. The train stops before launching into the first hill and then going round the short track. I just placed down some random layouts, so there's nothing too special in here. But if we go into the edit the coaster, you can just see the different types. There's the regular track type, then drive tires, friction brakes, trim brakes, block section, and the pneumatic launch section. You can set the target speed, launch delay, and the acceleration in here. I would say give it a try and enter the ride for a test flight. Please don't comment about the coaster layout. I just placed it down quickly to showcase them in different views. So these are not real coaster. I would say they are good, but yeah, to showcase them, I think it is enough. Another nice addition is the water coaster. It's the antique water coaster, which is kind of a log flume, but with a lift hill. This one is pretty nice because you have a regular drop here. It's without water, but it looks really nice how it goes down, and the splash zone after the drop, it is fantastic. I also really like the water effect in the tubes or canals, I guess is the right word for that. And yeah, I enjoyed that much, so I would say jump right in here as well. I'm really in love with the different effects on the water. The sun reflections and the lighting is amazing in Planet Coaster 2. I also enjoy the movement of the boats a lot, and how they splash down into the water after the drop. Next one is the Multiverse coaster from Automax. It has different special track pieces, which I enjoy a lot. I will just take a look at those. I placed some of them down and we will go through this to showcase them all. They look pretty nice. The only thing I'm missing are brakes or something on the special tracks because the train stops here and I am wondering how it stops. So maybe this is a detail which will be added in the future. The track will, the coaster car will then be launched backwards into the next special elements. It looks so nice how it all turned out in this game. And I think this one is one of my favorite pieces in this coaster. I can't wait to use this in one of my future parks as well. Oh, the coaster's going through the terrain. I missed it to fix it, so yeah. I also love this little bouncy effect on the switch track. It's just amazing. Here's another turntable because I needed to change the direction back to forwards. So the train will now start and go into, this is kind of a launch hill, so the train will be sped up, as you can see, and getting some speed before heading back to the station. I really love this. This coaster is just amazing. I am so excited to use it in one of my future parks and create really exciting stuff with it. So I can't wait to try it out. Let's take a look at the different elements we got in here. So there are lots of special pieces. I will just go in here and delete one of these so that we have some things to try. Those are the friction wheel lift, then we have the drive tires, friction brakes, trim brakes, block section, the different drop tracks, reverse and forwards. Then we have the regular turntables with different directions to move them forward or backwards. You also have a left turn, the reversed one going straight ahead, and then the track end pivot, seesaw, which I didn't place down yet. It's amazing because it's moving around and making a really nice look. So there are 3 different options with reverse and forwards direction. Then we have the switch tracks, right and left entry, movement stance. Also everything or every element will be going in different directions. Then we have a spring lift and a combined drop and lift track. The train is moving very exciting on this element. Then we have the left entry for the switch track I already mentioned, turntable with the right turn reversed and the left turn reversed, and the drive tire lounge, which I just placed down back here. So this is it for this coaster. So there are, what I've seen so far, this coaster has the most special elements in the game. Next up is the Automax coaster, which is based on the same type in Universal Orlando, which is the Gringotts coaster. I have never been on any other ride like this. So let's take a closer look at the coaster. You can define how the coaster car is turning and in which direction the people will look. Like we already know it from the dark rides from Planet Coaster 1. So this is a pretty nice opportunity to make heavily themed coasters with different options and making really excitement rides for your guests. This element is also available on the Multi-Dimension Coaster. It's super special and I like it a lot. As well, with this element I'm missing some brakes to stop the train, but I don't know if those little details will be added. As this is still an early access version, I'm not sure if everything is as it should be in the final game. This one is the other special track piece I didn't place down with the Multi-Dimension Coaster. It's moving like a motion simulator or something, and then finding the way to continuing the track. Yeah, I struggled a bit with the movement of the car in here, but then you can also get a nice view of the spring lift into this one. Back to the station. That's it for this coaster. Let's have a look at what possibilities. Here you can already see the arrows pointing into the direction you set. You don't have to set it on every coaster piece, track piece. If you set it, for example, here and here, all the movement in between will be auto-generated. And here you can also see the lounge section, the different special elements we have in the Multi-Dimension Coaster. So these are the same elements you also had in the other one. That's why I'm going only quickly through this. Next up is the rotating coaster, which is known from the Avengers roller coaster in the USA. So I haven't been on this one in real life, but it is super nice. I already tried it out here in Planet Coaster 2, and I would say to showcase the different things, I will just test it and go into the orbit view to show it better. You can also decide in which direction the trains will look and make it, or use it for a themed coaster as well. I think the Avengers roller coaster is just like this shape. I never placed down brakes before the station, so it's a pretty hard ending with all the coasters. For this one as well, we have different track pieces. So I will just take a look at this with you together. In here you can see the regular track piece. Then we have the friction wheel lift I used here. Then we have the drive tires to move the coaster forward through themed sections or something like this. Then we have a linear synchronous motor. We have the dual direction with a brake function, so you can also launch your coaster backwards before launching again forwards, and the friction, trim and block brakes for your realistic building and not rushing into the station as I did with this one. Next up to the new Vekoma coaster. It is called the sit-down four-seater. I am still a little confused because, as you can see in here, the station is a little buggy in my version of the game still, because the people should be, or those two rows should be here as well, and I can't add more than 2 coaster cars. So I'm wondering, that's why the train is so short. I would love to see a longer train in this, but I think it's just a bug which will be fixed until launch. Let's take a look at the coaster in action. Here you can already see that the coaster builder makes pretty smooth tracks, because I didn't smooth any of my coasters and I got this result with just placing it down. So it's just amazing how good the coaster builder smooths the track already while building it. Let's have a look at the different pieces we have on this coaster. I will delete the last one. We have the lift hill, the regular lift hill. We have the linear synchronous motor. Then we have the holding section for the LSM. We have the friction brakes, magnetic brakes, trim brakes, and the block section as well. So this coaster is pretty versatile. You can build modern Vekoma coasters with it. I love how the track looks and how the supports are being added to this one. I think this coaster has one of the best supports so far, because they're a little thicker, and I like that a lot. I just hope they fix it with the train, because I want longer trains. Next up is the Splashdown coaster, which has an interesting splashdown section. As it's just going up that lift hill, I am jumping right in to take a look at how it looks. As the train was moving through super fast, I will just get back to this special element, because this coaster has a splashdown section. This type is the only one featuring this element at the moment, but I really hope they will add this one to the dive coasters as well, because we know it from Heide Park in Germany and from other dive coasters around the world, and I think it's just an amazing piece to add to your coasters for some splashy effects. But I guess in some of the future updates we will get more special track pieces to some more basic coasters as well. the water effects just look amazing. I really love how they turned out and how they made it look in Planet Coaster 2. Next up is another very special coaster. It's the Tilt Coaster from Vekoma. I will just restart it because I'm super excited to showcase this one. Let's jump right in. I am absolutely in love with this coaster because I always wanted to add a tilt coaster to one of my parks. I'm happy that this old type tilt coaster is in, but I also hope that we will get the same functionality and same coaster type with the new Vekoma track pieces, because yeah, I just love how the new ones look and how smooth they are actually in real life. I never been on a tilt coaster, but I hope I can make it happen someday in the future. So yeah, this is the tilt coaster and I absolutely love how all the details has been added to this section with the tilt track, with the maintenance people can head up here, and for evacuation reasons, for example, it's just super realistic, and I enjoyed those details made by Frontier a lot. The next coaster we are taking a look at is the Splash Coaster from Mack Rides, or Big M in Planet Coaster 2. It features, it is mostly the Atlantica Super Splash from Europa Park, and it features turntables and moving platforms, as well as some different track types and a big splashdown in the end. It looks amazing, but I will show it to you just by jumping into the ride. I'm just in love with all the details on the boat, but it's still customizable with not having too many themed objects around it, but I love that they added the light in front of the boat. The lift hill is pretty steep in here. The splash effects of this coaster are just amazing, and to give you a little hint, there will be, or this will be, the first coaster type I am building in my new park series, so keep an eye out on my YouTube and social channels, because there will be something very soon. I would say we jump right in here as well to showcase the different track pieces. In here you got the regular track or standard track, then we have an alternate track which adds something, I guess it's to keep the water in, that it's not falling down onto the people. Then we have the drop track, which is not a drop track or drop piece like we have it on the Multi-Dimension Coaster. As what I have tried out, it's just there to make steeper drops than with the regular tracks, and yeah, I used it for this drop section here. This one was the track type number 2, and yeah, it works pretty fine. Then we have the chain lift, we have drive tires, again friction, trim brakes, and the block section, the channel entry, the channel track piece, and the splashdown start, middle and ending as we know it already, and then lots of different types of turntables, because you can go into every direction, reverse and forwards, or yeah, that's super nice. The next coaster we are taking a look at is the Wave Coaster, which is just the stand-up coaster from Bolliger Mabillard, which was built as a prototype in Orlando SeaWorld. So this is a super nice addition. I was on that coaster in May this year because I just turned 30 and I wanted to have a very special birthday riding this roller coaster. It was amazing, so I'm super happy to get all this excitement back from May with this coaster type, and I will definitely build anything with it in the future. So yeah, let's jump right in and take a look. This coaster is the only coaster I smoothed a little bit because I tried out something. This corkscrew is custom made. You can't see it too much, I guess. I don't know. I'm not the best coaster builder, but I built this corkscrew with just 4 track pieces in about 15 seconds, and I think it shows absolutely how great the coaster builder is in Planet Coaster 2, because it was so easy to make this inversion with the angle snap and the smoothness of the coaster so far. I then just went over with the smoothing tool one time. I really enjoy building coasters because it doesn't take so much time like it did in Planet Coaster 1. Last but not least, this is one of the pre-order bonus coasters, which is the Automax Water Coaster. This one I know from Energylandia in Poland. I was there in 2019 the last time, and I absolutely enjoyed this splash coaster. You get super soaked, but the most special element is this lift for getting up before the first drop. So I would say let's just take a first look and jump right in. This coaster looks amazing. The lift is absolutely super cool because the different trains or different coaster cars will move next to each other. So there is always going one track piece down and one upwards, which is super nice. Those little details was the things I enjoyed the most when I was riding this coaster, and I'm super happy that they yeah, put it into the game and made the special track pieces available. I know that this lift is pretty high, and I would have loved to see to make it in different heights, but maybe we will just get some updates in the future on that. I don't know, but it could be a possibility to yeah, bring it into different sizes. But I also think it's maybe a little difficult because you need a certain height to get those coaster cars next to each other when going up with this slight bend in here. This was actually it for my very first Planet Coaster 2 video in game, and I'm so happy that I could show you all the new coasters and all the new special elements. So I hope to see you again, maybe in the next 1 or 2 days on my channel when I'm releasing the first episode of my new park series. And I want to thank you again for watching. Have a nice day, and we are counting down the days until release day next Wednesday. See you soon. Bye.